Yeah. So basically, I called Sam a couple days before I left, and I told him my plans. I told him I was going to be coming to Florida early because of my financial situation and because of everything else that was going on. I had court in North Carolina on the 14th. So I knew I had to do that there. So rather than spend extra money that's not necessary to come back to New York after North Carolina, I told him, I said, well, listen, I'll just come straight down to Florida because then I could train with OTR and I'll decoy and start trying to get some catches down there. Oh, it's wrong and false. Okay, well, good thing I had the Cash App screenshot of when you sent me the first $300. Okay. So,
I do.
anyways, after that phone call, Sam agreed to send me the first stent of $300 to come back down to Florida. We also talked about the possibility of me coming down earlier when I was in Orlando for that trip that I met Sam. So it was also discussed then. There just were no dates at that point in time. But he nonetheless agreed to it because he sent me $300 on that day. Like he literally cash at me $300. You want to see it? Here, I'll show it. Just let me pull it up here.
Yo, whoever's timing Sam out, I'm pretty sure they're stop doing that shit. Seriously.
All right, hold on. Just give me 1 second.
Like low key, stop doing that shit.
All right, right here. So my court date was March 14th, and I got to North Carolina probably about a couple days beforehand. And keep in mind, I covered the hotel room. Sam didn't pay for that. That did not come out of this money. Um, right here from Sam, his Cash App, $300 trip. 4 trip costs to Florida. That's what he actually put in the description. March 11th, 7:38 p.m. right after our phone call. Okay. So Sam knew I was coming early. That proves it right there. Why would he send me just only $300 out of the total amount of money? So it was known that I was coming. I came to Florida. I'm here now. And then just magically, everybody decided that they didn't want me to go on the catch anymore. Based off of that recorded phone call, to me, it sounds like Ray wanted to be the center of attention for this trip. I'm no longer useful to any of you because I no longer have a YouTube channel that had almost 10,000 subscribers.
But you had a
Ray wanted
YouTube
to be
channel first of all.
okay. So, anyways, we're done talking to you. If you have more to say, you have your own channel. I'm not going to get interrupted. I was clearly talking. So, anyways, Ray wanted to be the center of attention and be able to stream this live on his channel. So Ray went and probably I see this is the part I can't prove. I don't know who conspired, the decoys conspired, or if Ray conspired, or if it was a whole party thing. But nonetheless, they all agreed that they weren't going to release the chat logs for the trip if I was still a part of it, which led to Sam kicking me off the trip. Either way you want to spin it, for whatever reason, because you may or may not think that I have drama or whatnot, it doesn't add up to not going out and catching predators. I didn't put this trip together. I really don't want to work with people that don't want to work with me, but I was unaware that no one on this trip wanted to work with me or didn't want to work with me until 3 days ago. Okay. It's unfair for me to know that, just like it's unfair, I guess, if you guys didn't know I was on the trip. Well, then that was a miscommunication from Sam or Ray. But I would assume Ray would probably tell all the decoys who I was going on the trip. So at the end of the day, it's like, is this actually about catching predators, or is this a vendetta against someone that you have a vendetta for like no apparent reason? So it doesn't make sense. It's really a sad day because here's the thing, like I will just go work by myself in New York and be perfectly fine, but I don't understand why it's such a big deal that I'm a part of going out and catching predators when I literally haven't done anything to any of these people, nor do I know any of these people. I don't know. I just I'm only here to catch predators. Like that's literally the only reason I'm here. I don't make money doing this. I don't. And I never really have, dude. Like I don't understand why people don't get that. I can't control if people don't like me and want to create battles on the internet or whatever. I can't, there's nothing I can do about that. But I definitely don't seek out this shit. I really don't. The only reason that this live is even happening tonight and that call was posted was because the person in that phone call wanted me to lie to this community and tell you guys a whole nother dumb reason for me not going on this trip. And I kind of put two and two together. I'm like, this dude's slinging money around left and right to God knows who in this community. And how many other deceitful things are being planned or put out there? And at a certain point, it's like, okay, well, if we're being honest with people, because we're supposed to be honest, especially the profession that we're all in, some of us are witnesses in court cases. Why is simple as something like the reason for me not going on this trip not put out there? Why does someone want to hide it? So it literally doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Cam, I think it's time you let Sam up. Seriously. Like, he's the one being accused. I'm doing the accusing as well. He should have the opportunity to defend himself.
Yeah,
if he can.
I'll send Sam the link. Hold on.
Yeah, Cap, don't be swinging your pew pew around. It's not that personal. It ain't that deep. Just told you to stop. You don't got to get up in your panties about it. You don't got to bring out your pistola. Don't shoot nobody. We don't want blood on your hands.
All right, link was sent. Earbud warning.
Do you know who NV Cap Southwest 2 is?
Decaps? I don't. I think it's a troll account.
Dude, if you are who I think you are, text me, and I'll give you the link.
Who do you think it is? Put it in the private chat.
Here.
Hold on, I gotta take a screenshot of the private chat. Because these are the people claiming that, oh, I don't want to work with you because of this. And then these are the things that they fucking say. Like, I never had an issue with any of these fucking people. Like, it's literally just ridiculous. And the only person I want to come up here right now is Sam. That's why I privately am texting links. So if you're sending links to other people, I'm not letting them up. Really, this all was, from Sam, and this is Sam's trip, and Sam's paying all these people. So, like, if Sam had any kind of a backbone, he would have said to all these people that he's paying for the chat logs, like, hey, no, Cam's been involved in this since day one. He's been asked to come here as an experienced catcher on this trip, and I'm paying you guys to do the decoying and to provide the chat logs. So if you guys are refusing to give the chat logs, well, then I'm either just going to go find another decoy because we still have enough time before the trip, or I'm just going to have Cam come up to Orlando and do the decoy work and we'll just get catches together. Like, it's called integrity. Like, why kick the only person that you claim to have respect for or like from the
towel?
trip?
You want a towel?
What'd you
say? Nothing.
But I mean, like, dude, I just wanted to like go and catch predators. That's literally all I wanted to do. All right, the man of the hour. What's up?
What's up? What's up? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right.
I bet you are. Yeah. You want some backbone? So we're going to get some backbone then. So let's go with the timeline because Red Hood wants the timeline. First, let me just knock down Cap. Wasn't it him just last month accusing you of giving your kid up for adoption, and now you all are best friends? And who was in there in the chat?
Yeah, because
knocking him down.
Because we're adults and we work things out.
Knocking him down when he was accusing you. Who was there? It was Ray. It was me. It was people like FCC who that had your back.
Right.
When he was doing that. So let's move on from that.
Where were all you guys on this trip to defend me?
So let's move on to the timeline. Kim.
Where were all you guys on this trip?
Let's move on to the timeline. Let's get a better. Are you gonna let me talk? Are you gonna let me talk?
Yeah, you don't need to yell though. You're already.
I'm not talking. I'm mad. I'm fucking pissed. So
I'm gonna mute you for a second. You are already loud, Sam, in your normal speaking voice. You yelling is defeating the purpose because people literally can't hear from their distorted ear pods right now. So tone it down.
Okay. Are you gonna keep muting me, or are you gonna?
I'm not gonna be streamed that on my own channel. You have Ray's channel can go on. You have T-Koi's channel you can go on. You have Tech or Sammy's channel.
So if I said this trip is canceled now, would that make you happy, Kim? Would that make you happy? If we
no, it wouldn't. But I'd hope
it wouldn't. That seems like it'd make you real fucking happy as you smoke your kratom there. Take a couple less puffs of the kratom and listen to.
Go ahead, Sam. You seem really upset and agitated.
Yeah, I am, because you fucking recorded a private call in which I was trying to make you feel better, and apparently I don't have as big a balls as Sammy to just say that nobody fucking likes you. Nobody wants to work with you. You're a grifter. You tried to use decoys for free from start to finish. You asked them for help time and time again. You didn't offer them any pay. You didn't offer them any credit, and you basically fucked over and screwed and grifted off of decoys free work for the last year, 2 years, or what? So let's go over the timeline, Cam.
Wait. Are you saying I never decoyed any catches?
No. I'm saying that you've asked decoys in this community for free shit for many, many months, if not years, and you gave them no credit. You gave them no pay.
I've never. No. I've never. You're misunderstood. No, you're. Okay, I'm muting you for a second. You're misunderstood. I've never had any other decoys except for one catch with APP. And one decoy I've never even met before, or no, that's not even in the community anymore. Decoy a catch for me. All the other catches, there's maybe about 12 catches Shafiq and I did where some of those were Shafiq's catches. Other than that, I have never had a decoy provide chat logs for me at all. Show receipts.
You've had them do work for you. You've asked for background information from them. You've asked them to look up predators information from them.
I've asked Tech like 2 times, dude. 2 or 3 times over the
not just Tech. Other. So you just said you didn't ask him for anything. Then you just said,
I didn't ask him to decoy catches. I asked him if he wanted to decoy in certain areas, but I never got any catches from him. So who am I?
And work us through your catching career too. When you started decoying, didn't you get very sexual and graphic and text first to all the preds that you caught at the very beginning?
I've admitted that. I said I didn't know. There's not like a
so you went out and got sexual with preds as a decoy.
No, I never got sexual with preds first. I said I messaged them first my first few catches because I didn't know that you weren't supposed to do that.
Right. Well, I could say a lot of stuff that we talked about, but I'm not like that, Cam. I don't record people's phone calls. I don't make up shit about what was said or what was said in private.
Dude, you just came in here accusing me of not paying decoys that apparently.
No, I accused you of what you just admitted to. You just said you didn't, then you did. You've used decoys for all kinds of stuff and background information.
Running information? I ask Ed and Locksmith all the time, and I've actually.
And they give it to you for free with no complaints. And they don't take credit for shit. They do it for free.
Okay, so Locksmith, I've actually given him money before just out of nowhere. He's never asked me for a dime. I've donated money to Locksmith, and he'll vouch for that on the super chats.
I have never said one fucking thing bad about you, Cam, for the shit. And now let's go over the timeline. Am I allowed to go over the timeline? Because now
go ahead.
Out dirty laundry. So let's air out dirty laundry, Cam. This is what you want, right?
Just so you know, your credibility shot though from that phone call.
Yeah, no, I know. Trying to make you feel better and try to have a friend is really a pointless experiment. Okay. It's a pointless. It's a pointless.
I knew it was bullshit. You didn't want to work with me in the future. It was hush money. It was a form of hush.
What was hush money? Getting you back home because no one else would? Who was else there to get you back home?
Sam, I do have back home.
You were there stranded. You needed to get there tonight. And then the only reason why you shook me down tonight was because you wanted to release this fucking shit because it was it was grinding on you that you had to get it out there. So good for you.
So I actually do have.
But you don't have to go home, do you? Or you do have to go home, or you don't have to go home, or is you're here for your family, but you're not. You're here for the trip a month early. Which one is it? You have family in
I told
Florida, or
you
you
I
don't?
made plans around this trip. Bottom line, I'm here for the trip. I made plans with OTR to
You
possibly.
had 5 different plans for this quote unquote trip. You were here to go with OTR to learn to get your CDL license. You were here to visit your parents or rekindle relationships that you've had. You were here to go to a fucking court meeting. You were in North Carolina 2 weeks ago to go to a court meeting that you needed to get down here for, which is why you originally came here. You desperately, the reason why I sent you the money on March 11th wasn't because I wanted to send fucking money a month early before the trip. It was because you needed to get to a court meeting in North Carolina, which is why I gave you the money when I gave it. And then you were going to continue your trip down here to visit your family and to go to OTR.
Receipts. That's not true at all.
It's exactly true. That's why you think I wanted to give you the money.
All right, backstage for a minute, because he's talking way too fast, throwing way too many accusations out there, and I can't even tackle one of them. So I planned the Florida trip based off of, yes, I went to court and I came straight down to Florida. I didn't ask you money to go to court or to come back up. I asked if I can come to Florida a little bit early because of the court dates. Rather than spend extra money and gas and extra miles on my vehicle, I could just come early and we could decoy for catches in Florida while I was here. And after I got to Florida, it was only about 4 or 5 days before OTR's plans got canceled and he's off from work. And what did I tell you? I'm going to start decoying for catches, and if I get any, I'll bring you up on it. And then we'll also decoy early in Orlando. Did I not?
What, you're just going to randomly block me and then let me back up and then block me? And
well, you're not going to get the lie on my channel, Sam. You've already done that in the.
So I was doing other things. I was. My DMs are blowing
I'm trying
up.
to tackle one at a time
other people. Here. Now you're going to surprise put me on here and then take me off again and put me on back on like a fucking coward.
You has to come up here, okay?
Yeah, I did, because I think in this community, no matter what you're accused of, whether it's petty shit or rape, you're allowed to come up and address it. So I'm here to address it. Now,
yeah, you can, Cap.
Let's get back to the timeline then, Cam. If that's what Red Hood originally asked, and you seem to not want to go through the timeline. So let's go through.
I want the timeline.
So the timeline was.
Tell the timeline, but I'm not going to let you lie.
Continue to fake talk over me. Fake talk over me and go on, Cam. I'll let you finish on your channel here, Cam, and then
I'm not even speaking anymore. Go with your timeline. Go.
In the middle of January, me and Ray had a conversation about potentially a catching trip. That conversation was between me and Ray. It was discussed other people that could be involved with that trip, that we didn't know where we were going to go or what we were going to do, but Ray and I had agreed to do something together because I have never been on a catching. I've never been on a catch, and I wanted to go on a catch. So I liked Ray's catching style and his manner of dealing with predators and the way that he interacted from start to finish with his catches. So we discussed a trip that could potentially come together, and we set a date at some time in April, and we agreed to do it in Florida because I think Ray has some connection or has previously maybe been around Florida and is familiar with it. So he decided that I decided on sort of a date that would be convenient. He thought that was convenient. And then he said, because I've been wanting to help decoys out instead of just catchers, I asked him to find a few decoys that would be willing to work on the area that we were going to be in. That was mid to late January. At some point, we got a group of decoys together, and then it was my desire to include Cam. I've followed Cam for quite some time. I've enjoyed his passion for what he does and his go it alone. Is there a reason to be up here? Go ahead, Cap. Go ahead. Let's hear
Cam,
the bad you said about what. Let's talk about what you said
Cap,
last month and change it.
Cap, just to keep Sam chill. Do you mind coming up in I don't know, 10, 15 minutes? I appreciate the support, though, dude.
All right, brother.
Yeah, where was it last month? Yeah. So anyway, so at that time, I brought up your name, Cam, to Ray and said, you know, I've seen you and Ray work. I've seen you and Cam work together. I think you all did catches, I think, in November or December at some point, maybe 1 or 2 catches. And you know, it was one panel, I think, that Edward ran or Locksmith ran that we played your catch in which we all on the panel were watching you all catch together. And it was rainy outside. And, you know, in fact, let me say something good about Cap. Cap was saying some funny shit about you guys working together. It was a lot of fun. And I thought that you would be a good person to work with Ray based on that. So I suggested your name in late January. And so it was concluded at that time, before we had a group chat. We didn't have a group chat at that time. Ray assembled a group of decoys together, and they began work in late January on catches, and you were offered a, you know, if you wanted to come and do it, and you said that you would be willing to do that. That you would join the trip. At some point between that time and about, I don't know, a week or 2 later, then that you and Ray were on a catch together in which you said some pretty incendiary things about your experience collabing, and you stated unequivocally in that time that you would not work with any other catchers, and you would do stuff yourself a month and a half or 2 months ago when you had a falling out with everyone, I assume, but particularly you and Ray had just done a catch, and you took to the airwaves to say that you were displeased with how the catch went down. You felt that Ray got all the credit and you did all the work, and you were done. So at that time, you didn't respond to my messages in which I said, I'm a little confused about the trip then in April. What does this mean for the trip? And you really never gave me a straight answer. And so at that time, I wanted to have someone else, and Ray wanted to have someone else, not he wanted another catcher, whether it was you or someone else. Ray, you know, obviously I haven't been on a catch before, and the people that were involved in the trip hadn't been on a catch before. So Ray wanted some support. And if you didn't want to do collabs anymore with anyone, we had to find another replacement. And so we went to work to try to find someone, which is how multiple people in this community started finding out about this trip, because a couple people were asked to reach out to other catchers to see if they would be willing to join for this trip in April, because the decoys had already started getting predators that weren't ready to be caught, but they were obviously moving in the direction of being caught. At some point after you had your pink panty meltdown with Ray and you weren't working with anyone 2 months ago, I spoke with Ray for the next week or 2 weeks to say, I want Cam to still be there. I like Cam a lot. I think he does good catches. Yes, he doesn't play nice with others and whatever, but I still want him involved with the trip. Ray said, well, look, I mean, how can you get him across the line given what he said? But, you know, Sam, it's your trip because you're helping people get there. Why don't you do whatever you want? And you were asked to remain or continue to be a part of the trip. And you, at some point, I guess, agreed implicitly or explicitly. And at some point, you were not added to another group chat because it was expected that you were out of the trip, because you did say that you weren't doing any collabs anymore. So it was assumed that if you weren't doing any collabs anymore, you wouldn't be on this trip in April. So at some point, you were added back to a group chat in which was exclusively for the purposes of organizing and planning for this trip. We had Predator's information on that group chat. We had their photographs. We had the decoy photographs. We had a G drive that everything was being uploaded and it was being sorted through. It was sort of in an organized way. I'm not sure if have you even really studied any of that, Cam, or did you exclusively use the chat for this trip that was to be used for non-drama related trip stuff to air your dirty laundry with you in the Gina situation? But I digress. So at some time,
do you want me to answer it, or?
Sure. Yeah. Did you read through all of the decoy, the chat that we had? It was nothing related to your personal squabbles and grievances and drama. It was exclusively for the purposes of the decoys and the people on this trip to share their thoughts about and organize the catches and that information.
I never saw a link shared, but anytime there were screenshots posted of the chats, yes, I would open them up and look. I wasn't going to start reviewing chat logs till about 2 weeks before the trip, though, because otherwise it's going to be in one ear and out the other. And, I felt like I was the only person that would have been concerned, had I been on these catches, that would have been concerned. Did you not say that Ray's not even interested in all of that, and that Ray just wants to show up and do the interviews?
I did say that Ray has taken a different tact with his catches. He believes, like Tommy does, more now in exposures than he does necessarily in because it's very difficult to work with law enforcement. You can protest as much as you want outside of courthouses and almost get arrested by the sheriff, but that's not going to lead to arrests. It's very difficult to get to arrests, particularly in Florida. You're the one that told me that. And then I now understand that in Florida, it's very difficult to get arrests. Okay. Does that mean that we don't do catches? Does that mean we don't do exposures, Cam? You're in Florida every other week doing catches, but yet you don't like Florida and you want to go to Georgia. When was the last time you did a catching trip in Georgia on your own?
I just met with the district attorney in Georgia. That was actually the day after Ray and I got into an argument, and they're openly, they're cool with doing catches.
Not once did you tell me
Alex did big catches in Georgia, and they all got arrested and charged. That's why I said Georgia's a good state, because another catcher's already been there.
Not once did you suggest to me that we change the trip to Georgia or alter it.
Because it wasn't my trip. It wasn't my place, dude. I was invited on the trip. I just said that Florida doesn't.
Yeah, so you're retroactively trying to throw me under the bus. Like, well, Sam is so clueless that he did this in Florida, and everybody knows that there's arrests in Florida. So
I don't even think you're in control of your own trip, Sam. That's the whole point.
No, there is. It's enough, Sam. Sorry, Cam. There is no more trip. Good. You got what you wanted. There's no more.
Alex will take these catches.
You guys got what you wanted. No, the catches. The decoys will send the thing to groups that's not so drama prone, and that's fine.
That's what I wanted, dude. Like I'd rather that than this drama.
Sam, it sounds like you're complaining that they're being sent to other people.
No. I'm not complaining that they're getting sent to other people. I'm complaining that this drama is impeding. This spilling out is not good for
for you,
but potentially no, not for me.
I mean,
last I checked, I didn't create any drama around this trip, Sam, until I was kicked out of the entire thing and then told to be quiet about it and told to lie about it to everybody in this community. I didn't have a problem up until you. Like, literally, my issue with everything was when you literally told me to just tell people it's because of Valentina. That literally does make me sound like I'm irresponsible. But the fact of the matter is I'm here early. I'm ready to work. I made sure I got myself. Dude, my car barely starts half the time after I pump gas in it. I wanted to make sure I was even in the state of Florida because I was committed to this trip. And I'm here ready to work. I've been out the last week decoying and have conversations going on with Preds right now on my phone. That's what I've been doing.
And no, not for me, Red Hood. This is something that because I'm based in this area, I can get the catches either before or after. We've had some catches that have been ready or potentially ready to get caught. I don't want the predators to wait or the decoys to have to wait months and months and months until someone. I've already heard that decoys have had to beg people to do catches in Florida because no one wants to do them for whatever reason. So, yes.
Sam, if your decoys are willing to give me the catches, I'll gladly go and catch all of them. That's what I was planning on doing.
But they don't arrest in Florida, though, Cam. It's not.
But I'm here, right? I'm here. Am I not here right now in Florida?
Apparently, you were supposed to be. You said that you had you were getting home. You wanted to get on the road and get home. I thought you were on your way home.
Yeah,
no,
because I'm no longer included. There's no point in me being here if I'm gonna choose where I'm gonna.
You were supposed to be on a road trip with OTR a week ago.
Oh my god, dude! I'll bring you back up. I'm gonna finish my thought. I just let you talk for 10 minutes straight, dude. So I'm in Florida right now. Okay, I was uninvited from a trip to do catches here. I already said I don't like doing catches in places that the police don't arrest, but I was doing this because this was more than just me or whatever else. We were supposed to all come together and do catches. Now, you just claim that there's a lot of Florida catchers that won't take catches because they don't arrest in Florida. Well, I'm telling you right now, I'm still in Florida. So if anybody wants to send me chat logs for catches that are ready to be caught, I'll gladly take them and go and do it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm not going to take them. You're the one that uninvited me from a trip I was invited on. Go ahead.
Because nobody wanted to work with you. Okay, I'm sorry
great.
that I found that out. All of a sudden, I found that out this last week when you decided to go and take your personal shit with Gina to a panel. And then you were unhappy that we silenced one party and not another. She's in there talking shit. You couldn't handle it. You wanted Ray to block her. He didn't. And then you decided to use a strictly decoy, organization file that you contributed nothing to air out why you were right against Gina.
That I contributed nothing to. Dude, I was invited on the trip to.
You haven't done any decoy.
As far as I knew, I had nothing to do with the chat logs or conversations. That was your deal. And
you're a decoy too. You could have been working on catches too. And
in fact, when I'm here, fact, I'm not.
Your hotel room. When I brought.
Why would I? No. Hold on. Why would I be working on T-Koy's decoy work or Tech's decoy work or Sammy's decoy work? I'll work on my own decoy work when I'm here in person and going out and decoying. But why would I have any say in what they're doing? That doesn't even make sense.
So, to continue on the timeline, I was Cam approached me at some time at early to middle of March that it was convenient for him, and he would be coming down to Florida, and I would, he wanted the first part of his trip money expenses to get to Florida so that he could also, convenient for him, get to a court hearing in North Carolina. So I guess I should be thanked, Cam, that I helped get you to your court hearing in North Carolina on March the 12th.
Sam, I would have gotten to North Carolina without your help. I had gas to get to North Carolina, my guy.
Okay, then why did you ask me for your
whatever? Oh my God, dude. Apparently you don't listen. Because I planned the Florida trip around my court dates so I didn't have to put more strain on my fucking vehicle and go to North Carolina and then back to fucking New York and wait 2 more weeks and then come all the way back down to Florida. Do you know that from North Carolina to New York, that is a 13-hour drive each way? It is closer from North Carolina to Florida. So therefore, it makes no sense. But you're paying me to come to Florida. You only have to pay for me to come to Florida one time.
So as Red Hood asked you earlier in the evening, in which you didn't answer, how did you get your money to come down here? Did Sam offer it or what? And you said, well, yeah, he kind of just gave it to me. You said, no, I'm coming to Florida. I'm coming to Florida on March 12th. I'm coming to Florida March 12th and 13th, and I need the money that you were going to give me to come down. That's what you said, and I sent it to you. And now you're somehow using that payment against me because I gave you the money on demand when you asked it for your expenses. And the next part, so the timeline fits up that yes, I helped Cam get to his court hearing in North Carolina on March 13th or 14th. He continued. The trip is not until mid-April, and Cam arrives like a early presenting party guest a month before the catches are, or again, we've had potential catches that this doesn't line up with a timeline at all. So we've had potential catches come and go. Cam was in Florida for a period of time 2 weeks ago in which I spent some time decoying with him. I got to meet him, and sorry that I disappointed you, Cam, I guess in how I looked or sounded, or that I'm an arrogant asshole. But I thought that I've done nothing but promote you and be respectful to you and give you as much help as that you've asked for to get you all over the country with you and Valentina. And so we also got you a I got you a pet friendly hotel. It wasn't $40 a night, Cam. It was $75 for just your pet. And it was a Hampton Inn. It wasn't like a Roach Motel 7. It was a Hampton Inn. And
Sam,
you said that you had a good time. It wasn't 40. Why are you trying to downplay help? Was it a $40 a night hotel? Why did you lie and say it was a $40
Sam,
a night?
because you told me it was around $40 a night, which is why we were going to pick it.
It wasn't $40 a night.
No, because you said that you have a business. You use a hotel for business.
It's a Hilton Honors account.
Sam, whatever, dude. So if it was $75 a night and not fucking $40,
no, that was for
Sam,
Valentina.
continue with your fucking timeline, okay? I'm already tired of hearing you speak.
Right, I know. Well, are you recording me now too? Then don't
Obviously
record me.
Live,
Maybe don't record me now, and you won't have to hear me 5 times over. So Cam, because it was convenient for Cam to get down here a month early, Cam also has family here, as well as he was supposedly going on a trip with OTR to learn to get his CDL permit. So it was like one of 5 things was this trip, this catching that we were going to do in April. One of 5 things, not the sole reason he was in Florida. He has family here, OTR, he had court hearings, and then he had some shit that he wanted to do in Pinellas Park or Pinellas County and to, go over there. So he arrived here a month early for a trip and then essentially expected that, I don't know what he expected from there because I didn't have a place for him to stay until next month. And then I was planning on having Cam stay at this house that had been built.
I told you I was staying with OTR before I left New York. That was the plan. I had
and then you told me, and then all of a sudden you told me that plan went up in smoke when OTR is now moving.
No, it didn't. I'm still literally at OTR's house. I said OTR is leaving a few days before the fucking trip. And what did I tell you? I said, if anything, worst case scenario, I'll just stay in my car for a couple days and I'll spend the time just decoying. Did I not say that?
And I think I responded, no, I wouldn't want you to do that, Cam. I'd find
but did I not suggest that?
So I'm not as the piece of shit like you're trying to portray, Cam, right? I didn't say go fucking sleep in your car, did I?
No, I didn't just say that. I just said I'm the one that volunteered to fucking do that.
No, but you're acting like that. You're not filling in the blank. You can paint someone as a piece of shit all you want. I've treated you nothing but gold. I've treated you nothing but gold.
All right. You can come back up. Stop yelling. We're not yelling.
And so, Red Hood, do you have any questions thus far about the timeline, or did I not sufficiently lay out what?
I'm gonna let you keep laying it out. I mean, you're
okay. So, at some point, at that point, I was made aware early on that no one wanted really to work with Cam. Cam himself said that he didn't really want to work with anyone else. But I still tried to piece it together.
I never said that.
You said you're not doing any collabs. You're not working with anyone. You said it in a fucking post that you made on your page.
I thought you meant I said it on this trip. No, I said I don't really want to do individual collabs for a while. I never said never again. I said for a while. I need to catch some of my own.
Sam, according to you, when did you become aware that no one wanted to work with Cam? When he was already on the way, or?
No, I became aware that there was a hard line in the sand in the last 5 days when Cam decided to air his grievances. I was aware early in the trip.
I literally just asked.
Cam was already down here a month early, and I learned
along those lines, Satikwa. That's all I said. There was no other grievances other than, and then
if he tried to act, so it was not true. If he tries to act like I brought him down here knowing that there was already a line in the sand. There was a line in the sand.
I never said that. Never said that. I never said you knew before I came down here. I said it would have been nice to know with everybody involved because at least some of the decoys had to know that I was coming. Raid's got too big of a mouth for them to not know. And also, I publicly stated it on my streams. I was coming down to Florida to do this surprise thing that we had planned that I couldn't go into detail on. I've said it a few times. Ray said it after we got into an argument. Ray said it before himself. So it baffles me that some of these people that claim ignorance of this whole entire situation, and also if they didn't know, well then that's on the people scheduling the trip to let everybody know, I guess, who's coming. But then again, it really shouldn't matter who's going on the trip because I definitely didn't give a shit who else was included. I was all game for it because I just wanted to come and catch goddamn fucking predators.
And hang on, we talk, Ray's a bit of a sweetheart, and he likes to, be nice and shit. So Cam, when he told you that he was the reason that he was coming back all the way back when you had 10K subs, did you have any reason to not believe him? Because Ray's such a swell guy, I mean, it's
Well,
like you would have believed him. You would have believed that he was telling the truth. I mean,
right. No, Ray
Right.
Ray and I had like that conversation when the second day Ray came on Locke's panel. The next day I was driving from the mountains. Yeah, Ray said that I was one of the people that brought him back into the community because he liked how I did catches and stuff. But as soon as my 10K sub channel got deleted and nuked, literally you can go back and find lives or whatever. Ray stopped taking my invites to come up on my smaller channels and hanging out with me, and that's kind of where shit started to dissipate. And then that catch where the shit hit the fan. So I was no longer useful or interesting, I guess, because I didn't have a large ass platform big enough to fit Ray's big ass head.
So Sam, I left the private chat, so I can't see what Sammy was saying, but I remember it vaguely. And from what I'm understanding and from the DMs I'm getting right now, there seems to be a very severe breakdown in communication about whatever line that's supposedly been drawn in the sand. So whose shoulders does that fall on for any sort of breakdown of communication? When I've seen a screenshot of Cam involved in the group chat saying, "Oh, I'll take the kitchen," so he was there from the beginning, and I've also seen an
Yeah,
email with everyone involved in it. So who do you think the breakdown in communications falls on? Whose shoulders does that fall on?
That
Yours.
obviously falls on my shoulders. So the fact that people early on in this trip expressed their concern that they didn't want to. So in a roundabout way, I learned after I invited Cam that people might be uncomfortable with him and or don't want to work with him. But I pressed forward because I am and was a fan of Cam's work. I have said repeatedly that he doesn't necessarily play well with others, but I appreciate that. And I find myself to be similar to him in that regard. And I wanted him to be involved in the trip because, he's done stuff in Florida. He started out catching in Florida and then he's moved around some. So I pressed forward with him being involved. Now, at some point he was added to a group chat. I can say that he wasn't really participatory. He did add a couple funny jokes and a couple lines, but in a group chat that gets 100 or 200 messages a day with predator work and information about predators, one or two people making a off-color joke or a funny joke or reference might have gotten overlooked. I do feel that at some point before this line was drawn in the last 5 days, that everyone knew that Cam was going to be on the trip and that there was not a real line drawn. So between late January, early February, there may have been some confusion, but for sure, sometime in March, most people should have known that Cam was on the trip. The fact that they didn't is my fault and falls on my shoulders completely. I'm the one trying to put together these catches, trying to compensate these decoys for this area, and it 100% falls on my shoulders. It doesn't fall on Ray's shoulders. It doesn't fall on Cam's shoulders, and it doesn't fall on any of the decoys.
Well,
Hey,
let's
Sam,
let's slow down a bit here.
Hold
So
on.
you're
Red. Sorry, 1 second. I have a question. Sam, did you already pay the decoys?
That is.
No, I'm asking. It's in the call.
No,
I'm asking if you already paid them. Did you already pay them in advance? Because
But
you're
then it's in the
complaining about
call.
having to
It's
pay
in
me
the call, Cam. Listen to the call, because the call is the gold standard, right?
Okay, well, the call, you said that you paid them. I'm asking because you're sitting up here on your high horse saying that you paid me earlier and complaining about having to pay me a month early to come down here. But if you already paid the decoys and they're trying to threaten to withhold chat logs if I'm on the trip and shit.
No.
You
No one. Hold on. No
Which
one
one is
is
it, Sam? Did
threatening.
you pay him or
No
did you
one
not
is
pay them?
threatening. You're using. You're again
I'm
mislying,
using
or
your
you're
own
misstating.
words literally in a
No
recorded
one
call.
threatened to withhold any chat logs. That's your interpretation. No one wants to work with you doesn't equate to people wanted to withhold the chat logs.
Literally
Why are
texted
you
in my
equating
chat
that?
he's going to give the catches to Alex if I go on the trip. He
Yeah,
said he's
and
backing out.
decoys can give
Literally on my live
give,
the other day. I
and
have
decoys can select whatever catchers they feel will be both arrestable,
Okay,
prosecutable.
All right, I want you to answer my question. Did you or did you not pay the decoys early before the catches took place? Because in the recorded call, you claim you did. I'm asking for the record. Did you or did you not pay the decoys early before any of the catches took place?
Again, why should I have to reveal what and when and where people?
Okay, because I'm taking you down because I know I'm not going to be able to talk. Because you're accusing me of getting paid a measly $300 in gas money to make it to Florida early, and if you had already paid the decoys in advance, so I don't understand the big deal in giving me $300 to come to Florida early, since that money was simply used for that reason of me coming to Florida. And also in the recorded call, you claim that you did already pay the decoys at the end of it. So it does matter, Sam. It matters for context because you came up here accusing me and saying, "Oh, well, why should I have to pay you money early?" Well, if you paid everybody early, well, then what the fuck? Am I not allowed to get paid early too? And not even that. You didn't send me the whole amount all at once. So go ahead, explain that.
I didn't accuse you of getting paid early. I simply brought up the context in which you claim that I somehow stranded you in the state of Florida for a month when you chose to come down here a month early, and then you expect me to entertain you for a fucking month when all of your other plans fell through.
I never said that you stranded me in Florida for a month. I said I'm stranded after I got kicked out of the trip, but meaning that I'm here for now no reason. Like, I'm literally here waiting for the trip to happen.
You have family here, don't
There's
you?
no reason for me to be. Sam, I don't have the gas money to go back and forth to my mom's house every single day. She lives an hour and 45 minutes from here. Okay, I already went and saw her twice when I first came to Florida. This is the first thing I did. I went and visited her. She's also back to her job working. She works during the fucking week. So I can't see her during the week either. And right now I didn't have the money to go see her. I was spending my time here decoying near the areas of where we could go do catches at, Sam. I came early to work, my guy. Hello? Retta, did you have anything you wanted to say? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I forgot. Dude, I mean,
I always forget. That's why I jumped in. Oh, well, Sam's gone. And I did not kick him. He literally sat there for like 5 minutes, or not 5 minutes, but like 20 seconds.
I was going to ask Sam something a little off
He'll be back.
I was gonna ask Sam. Oh, you're here. I was gonna ask you, like, if you're yourself admitting that I mean, you were on this tangent about, you know, like a line being drawn and Cam, you, and it's still, so I'm hammering on about you being the one in control here. If you yourself in your mind had this feeling that people weren't going to work well with Cam, and especially Ray, and since you have it in your mind that they have this beef, right? Yet you're continuing, so there's two sides to this coin. You continue on knowing that there's a good risk that it could just blow up and the egos clash, or you continue on, like, in the hope that people grow a pair of testicles, get over their own egos and work together for the common goal to save children. So, but you're you folded and you kept someone on who you admitted that you were most likely going to have a bust up with. I mean, like why would you let it carry on if already you were getting the notions that it wasn't going to go well?
What you mean? Why didn't I cancel the trip before? I don't understand what your question. Like, why didn't I just force
Or
Cam?
at least dude, there was nothing. I mean, I've seen screenshots of Cam trying to get a hold of Ray, trying to work something out, and Ray literally Stonewall Jackson him, completely ghosting him. I mean, like, it's your ship. It doesn't seem like you are the captain of the ship. Like, it's your ship.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sam, just
Well, I'm not.
you.
Well,
I did reach out to Ray multiple times in the last 6 days to try and figure out what was wrong and trying to work things out. The dude completely wants nothing to do with me. So clearly, and he couldn't even pick
well,
up. The
you
phone
are
to call me.
publicly. You can say that in private all you want, Cam. We all saw you and dust up with him and him dust up with you in public on chat and et cetera, et cetera. So why
That
do you
was
run
2
private?
months
Why do you
ago.
private?
2 months ago. 2 months ago.
No. 6 days ago when the Gina shit came out and you went on your panel and then dragged me up there under false pretenses to talk about what's going on with the trip.
Drag you up there? You offered to fucking come up there yourself.
Yeah, because I thought it was a fun.
I didn't ask you to come up there.
And then you started going in on a trip that for this very reason wasn't supposed to be. And you are the only reason why anything of this is public. This was private for a reason because it's sensitive. It involves catches and predators, and you know that. And you don't
Sam,
air out all of your
outed themselves, dude, before I went live or anything. I didn't say anything about the trip, which is why I took it to a private group chat. It was better in a private group chat for the trip than it was out in public. And then your precious Sammy and Tech decided to go on Ray's live. And Ray, here's a kicker. Ray was reading those conversations in a private chat and knew exactly what Sammy was pissed off about and still allowed her to come up on his channel and blow the lid off with me and start making accusations at me when all I did was ask Tikoy if she had an issue with me. That's literally all I said to her, to Tikoy, which should not have triumphant this giant attack by 5 people pouncing on me all at once. It was almost as if the decoys had something in for me right as soon as I said something, looking for a reason to fucking attack me. That's why I left the group chat once I started getting attacked. And not once did Ray try and communicate with me whatsoever after that. And the thing is, it's like, I didn't even do anything wrong, dude. I didn't tell Gina to come in Ray's chat and start spreading lies about me. I simply just timed her out. And then Tikoy started jumping all over my head about it. And I took it private to ask Tikoy what her issue was with me. That's the adult thing to do. That's what I did try to do. Take it out of I didn't want to dox the trip, Sam, nor did I dox the trip. Your decoys did that themselves.
First of all, they're not quote unquote my decoys. They were they were asked to cover an area that is not really that covered, and because catchers don't come to Florida a lot, and because I'm in Florida, I was going, even though I don't have plans to become a catcher, and I wanted the experience of going on a catch like you have, Red Hood, because I want to put myself in the shoes of what you do 150 times, Cam. Go out and experience the anxiety, experience it, not just keyboard warrior it. And I wanted to go out and do it. And so I wanted an opportunity to give some of the hardest working decoys in the community compensation. And they had expressed their concern about you. And maybe so. They were looking for you and a chance for you to fuck up. And whether you think you fucked up or didn't, you dribbling on with this Gina stuff that's like really old. I mean, it's months and months old. And I don't know why.
It came up a week ago. It's not months old. The whole Gina thing was introduced literally
you lived
about
with
a week
her month. You lived with her months ago, though, right? I mean,
but there was no drama ever surfaced about it until Ed said something to Gina one night in the chat. I never brought it up, nor did I ever drag Gina's name through the mud until she started trying to slander me, and I had to show receipts. to prove I didn't do shit.
Right.
So,
But I mean, if the conclusion of this is Sam again throwing his money around, Sam is a weak-kneed, no backbone coward, and Sam needs to just shut up and be put on a shelf, and everyone can get along, then that's the takeaway that everybody wants to take, or the people in your channel.
No, Sam. The takeaway from this is, I can only speak for myself. You sent me text and you said in the phone call you wanted to work with me in the future and you hope that it doesn't go public because that would only hurt me, because then you wouldn't want to work with me if I told people about this and make it go public. The takeaway is, Sam, I want nothing to do with you or anyone that was involved in this trip except for Edward. He's the only innocent one here because he literally had no part in any of this. And Edward was just there to look up predators in the background. I want no part with any of you. That is the takeaway from this. And I exposed this because I felt that after that phone call that Red Hood also was there and listened to, I felt that these were blatant lies and it would just get run over and everybody would just ignore it. The fact that I was just done dirty, Sam. You can't even admit that
In what regard were you?
I did nothing wrong to anyone on this trip to be outed like this and kicked to the curb.
The only reason why I brought up the Valentina thing was a funny way of, if you wanted to exit, if you wanted a graceful exit.
All right. So this is what I'm going to do. Sam, I'll invite you up, but we're going to listen to the call one more time, since I said earlier that the phone call, literally, you have to listen to it multiple times to catch things you missed the first time. I'm going to play the fucking phone call again. Sam, you can sit there backstage all you want. I'm tired of going in roundabout ways. I want people to hear what Sam said to me in private, in confidency, when he didn't think anybody was listening, and everything that Sam said to me in this call. Because this is why I even posted it to begin with, because he was being deceitful and trying to get me to go along with him to be deceitful to the fucking community. And I wouldn't go along for the ride, especially after I was kicked to the curb for no reason. I literally did nothing to any of these people involved on this trip. The only thing that they can claim that I did was I went in the private chat and I asked T-Coy if she had an issue with me. That is the only thing that I did to anybody or had any involvement with any of these people that were included on this trip. It is not my fault. I came to Florida. Sam knew my plans for coming to Florida early. I explained everything to him and why I was coming early, just because it made the most sense. And I would be here a few weeks early so we can decoy and try and get some catches beforehand, or have more catches lined up during the actual trip itself, which was April 12th through April 16th. So I'm going to play this recording. I mean, like, that's fair, right, Red Hood?
Yeah.
I mean, the recording.
If you want my honest thoughts, hold on. If you want my honest thoughts, I really don't think people need to hear this call again.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because everyone who was interested heard it and heard what was said. I mean, if you want to skip to parts, then yeah.
I could do that. We had less people in here when the call was being played, and there's probably a lot of people popping in and out, and they just heard Sam go on. So while all of Sam's statements are fresh in their minds, that's kind of why I wanted to play the call again. It's literally only 38 minutes, dude. We just had to sit there and listen to Sam for about the same amount of time.